Hello, all heroes, and welcome back to Invincible Guarding the Globe. And today it is time to discuss the skills, kit, all that jazz of the newest Viltrumite character, General Kregg. As of right now, I currently have him at Seismic Plus. I burned about 20,000 gems to get him this high, free to play, believe it or not. And not gonna lie, I had some abnormally good luck, resulting in the man you see here today. And I'm really glad because this dude kind of cooks actually. Um every now and then characters release where I'm kind of like, yeah, kind of like even Blue Suit Mark. I was like, although most people seem to think he's pretty good, which I mean, I'm inclined to agree. I'm coming around on him slowly but surely. But Kregg here, I was immediately like, okay, we got something special here. So let's talk about him. Before we do get into that, if you are enjoying my content, go down below and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to support me further, become a member as well. Would help me out a lot. Now, General Kregg is coming to us as our very first Viltrumite support. And he is quite the offensive support as that. You'll see what I mean here in a second. But of course, he is a From World Beyond character, melee, and the tags are Viltrumites and leader. Yes, we have a Viltrumite leader that can and most certainly will work with Conquest. So that alone is very exciting and pretty much fills in the one gap that Conquest had, which was restricted arena with Viltrumites. With that hole being plugged, I think he's pretty much covered. I think it would be a rare day that we find an arena where Conquest is usable without a leader. I think we'll be fine in that regard. So, let's take a look at his skills, and like I implied, they're pretty dang good. First of all, Face Judgment, his main ability. Kregg deals 300%, it was 300 at level 1, I've upgraded it once since then, deals percentage damage to his target and hurls them towards the enemy with the lowest current HP, who is also pushed on impact. Both enemies are stunned for 3 seconds. The collision deals a percentage of area damage. So this ability has a surprising amount to it. First of all, a noteworthy amount of damage just right out the gate and pushing the target, which is never a bad day, especially when you factor in that Inissa pretty much goes crazy if somebody gets so much as nudged. And then chucking them towards the enemy with the lowest current HP, who is also pushed. So, yeah, 2 pushes right out the gate. And then if that wasn't enough, they also get stunned for a chunky 3 seconds. And he gets that 3 seconds, like, immediately. You don't need to build up the skill. You're going to have that 3 seconds no matter what, which is already great. I mean, that alone is pretty good. And then the collision deals 165% area damage. So whoever gets bumped into, basically, will take that 165%, or whatever that percentage is, depending on your level. And of course, everybody around them in an AoE if they happen to be a little tight in the moment, which is not bad at all. And then if we do level it up to 4, it also reduces the defense of nearby allies, starting at 20% for 5 seconds at level 4. And then if we do take it all the way to level 10, cooldown goes down to 22 seconds, which is still a little long, but to be fair, it is a pretty good ability. 400% damage to the target, 285% area damage with the 3-second stun, and a very chunky 40% defense reduction. This is great. This is really freaking good. The push is literally made for Inissa. And a 3-second stun is a 3-second stun on 2 characters. Even Seismic struggles to do that. And Seismic's like the stun king. So this dude, we're already having a good day. We're already having a very good day. And we're only on his first ability. Next, Pure Blood Supremacy here is passive. Viltrumite allies deal 8% additional damage with their attacks when General Kregg is present in battle. Or I think it was 7 at level 1. I say the percentages even though I have it leveled up, forgive me. And then if we get it leveled up to 3, if there is an invader ally on the team, which you almost definitely will have, characters like Inissa or Conquest, he grants a shield to the entire team equal to a percentage of his attack for 40 seconds at the start of the wave. So basically a perma shield until it gets broken, more or less. The shield is nice. It's kind of, he's not really a defensive support. So the shield is Just a nice little perk. But the Viltrumite allies dealing additional damage. That's a good one, because you got to keep in mind, it's not like dealing additional attack. If I'm assuming correctly, and this is a big assumption here, it doesn't increase their attack. It increases their damage. So if they deal 100 damage, this will add 8 on top of that damage. Keeping in mind that Anissa allows for very high damage against humans. Thula just straight up does damage. That's just her thing. I can imagine this stacking up in a hurry. And again, get to level 10, that percentage goes all the way up to 15%. And to be fair, even though being a defensive support is not his bread and butter, I mean, getting a shield at the beginning of the fight's not the worst thing in the world. There is kind of a meta, funny enough, of Red Rush kind of sniping your support at the very beginning of an arena fight. This would mitigate that a little bit, because at least it would give them a little extra sturdiness to maybe not get obliterated at the beginning of the fight. Just a thought. But the additional damage is the real showstopper on this one. Next, we have Tactical Reassignment. When an ally is defeated, General Kregg charges the main skill of the ally with the highest attack by a percentage and forces them to target the enemy that dealt the finishing blow. If we do get it leveled up to level 5 here, he additionally increases their attack by a percentage for a noteworthy amount of time. Take it all the way to level 10, he charges the main skill by 60% and increases their attack by a noteworthy 40% for 10 seconds, and then kind of force taunts them onto whoever killed the ally. Now, that's pretty okay. It's more so a save that will happen only if you lose an ally, but keeping in mind, Viltrumites are not scared to lose somebody every now and then. Thula can be cranked up if an ally Viltrumite dies, or an enemy, but for the sake of context here, imagine Thula gets cranked up a ton by an allied Viltrumite going down, and then she could also get a nice little cooldown increase and a massive attack boost on top of what she already has. That would hurt. Or Universa. Whoa. 40% attack boost Universa would be insane. Plus the fact that it would almost guarantee her getting a nice tasty AoE in that 10-second attack boost. That'll be nice. However, all of Viltrum is this dude's special ability. You don't get this at the start of battle until level 6, but I'll just kind of ignore that text for now. General Kregg summons a low-rank Viltrumite with a percentage of his stats to fight alongside him. If the summoned Viltrumite is defeated, Kregg will summon one when the cooldown is over. So before level 5, you have to wait the full cooldown before he summons a Viltrumite. Once you hit level 6, though, he gets that Viltrumite at the start of battle. Now, what does that mean? He is a summon character as a result of this last ability. And you might think back to Cecil or Duplicate and think, well, those summon characters kind of suck. I mean, Cecil's Reassignment ability is more of a gimmick than an actual help. And Duplicate is a rare character. Her copy is going to get smushed. Oh ho ho, do not be deceived, O Doubter. This one will summon a fully kitted Viltrumite of Thula, Lucan, or Anissa. Fully kitted out based on his stats, and I believe their abilities will equal your level's abilities. So, like, for example, I have this Call of Viltrum up to level 6, so Thula's ability will attack as soon as Thula's bottom ability will attack as soon as she lands, basically, insta-stunning the enemy. Same goes for Lucan's ability. Or Anissa, if you summon an Anissa, it will, apply that debuff to humans where they are getting their defense reduction based on her attack stat. And yes, that lower rank Viltrumite will not have as good stats as him, but it's still the stats, it's still a percentage of the stats of Kregg, unlike Duplicates or the Reanimen, who are kind of pitiful. It's a fully kitted out Viltrumite with still okay stats. For Thula and Anissa, that's amazing. And even Lucan does okay. Because the thing is, Lucan is actually surprisingly usable in this context because he can taunt, which is not good enough to make him a character you would pick, but as a random perk to take a little bit of fire while your actual units are doing damage, ironically, it kind of works. You know, it actually kind of does work. And then, of course, if you take it all the way to level 10, it's 60% of his stats with a cooldown of 25 seconds. So what should you level up here? I will say, as much as I love it, you could probably wait on Pure Blood Supremacy. You can probably get it to level 3 and then kind of hold off. Because while that attack boost or damage boost is amazing, I think you can afford to wait on it a little bit. Face Judgment, you definitely want to at least get it to level 4. But the cooldown reduction is very helpful. It's a longer one, but getting a 3-second stun on 2 enemies, ooh, that's nice. That is nice. Tactical Reassignment is another one that I'm not too worried about. You'd want to get it up to at least level 5. You can get that very tasty attack buff. It is also worth mentioning that it says when an ally is defeated. I don't know if that counts for his summons. That's always been a little bit loosey-goosey on if summons trigger things like this. I am going to cautiously say it probably does, but I don't know. Regardless, you want to get it up to at least level 5 so you get that attack buff. Now, Call of Viltrum. 100% maximum priority. Get it up to at least 6, so that at the start of the battle, you basically start the dang fight with just a 6th character. And yeah, he won't be quite as crazy as your other characters, but I mean, you know, over half the stats of a Viltrumite is still over half the stats of a Viltrumite. That's still pretty okay. And again, they are fully kitted out Viltrumites. This ain't no Reaniman. They are kitted out, and they will 100% cook. And honestly, if you had to choose which ability to get leveled up all the way first, Hall of Viltrum for sure. You want to take that up to level 10 ASAP. Probably followed by Face Judgment, then Pure Blood Supremacy, and then Tactical Reassignment. Keeping in mind, though, that like I said, I am 90% certain that your summons skills level up with your skills. So, you know, if your main ability is level 10, I suspect, emphasis on suspect on that one, I suspect that your summons main skill would also equal that. I'm not certain on that one. Don't quote me on that one. Or maybe do. I don't know. Do what you want. But basically, all that to say is all of General Kregg's abilities are great. Call of Viltrum is a priority, but quite frankly, get them all. Get them built up to Omni Plus whenever you can. Summon him from events whenever you can. And just get them all. Because, yeah, no. He's cooking. He is cooking. That summon is amazing. To finish us off here, as far as artifacts go, being an offensive support means that he has options. If you wanted to turn him into a pseudo healer, you could give him the medical headband. It's an area of effect cooling ability, healing ability with a cooldown of pretty short 3 seconds at level 1. That could work as kind of a pseudo healing ability, keeping in mind he is a melee, so he is going to be in the thick of it, so he probably will be close enough to your allies for this to actually work. It's not a crazy amount of healing, but it isn't bad. If you want to go more offensive, you could go for Obedience Collar for an extra debuff, because he's already pretty debuffy as is, which is not half bad. Flaxen Staff is a very good option. Flaxen Stun Device is an always fantastic option. Again, yet another way for him to get some debuffs. I would shy away from Battle Hologram because his cooldowns are a little high. Now that said, though, on the flip side, you could use the Anti-Aging Bracelet. The Anti-Aging Bracelet works on just about anybody. And this would make it so his main ability is a little bit faster. Not the worst idea in the world. And of course, Can's Lock, while it's going to be a while before anybody who doesn't buy him gets him unlocked, I mean, Can's Lock is probably good on anybody, but I think Kregg could definitely use him. I think that would definitely work because it charges up his main skill, allows him to survive for a little bit, all that good stuff. So that's kind of the options you have for Kregg. Like I said, this dude is pretty cool, not gonna lie. And it's making me very much want to get him in future events. And I am more than a little tempted to get that hero pass whenever it comes out, because ooh, if there's one guy who just might be worth it, it just might be him. Because man, this dude, I mean, even at an imperfect level here, he does pretty okay. Not gonna lie, my initial reception to him has been largely positive. But that is that. He is a great character. And if you, hopefully you had some luck with the event. If you didn't though, there will always be more events. There will probably be clone events or faction events, all that good stuff. And of course, to give a little side note, yes, we got our Lucans powered up. We now have a legendary plus 5-star Lucan. We got this Lucan up to epic plus 1-star. We're getting there. We are getting there. It's just taking time. It's just taking time. I'm going to be 80 by the time these Lucans are done. But that's fine. But yeah, that is all we have for today. Let me know what you think of General Kregg down in the comments below. An amazing new hero that is honestly very might be S tier. It's possible. But that's not for us to decide today. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Like I said before, if you are enjoying this content, you can go down below the video and subscribe to the channel. Or if you want to support me further, you can become a member as well. It would mean the actual world to me. Y'all are awesome, and we shall see you next time. Have a good one.